Casttor, understanding the scene collection. In any program such as Word, Excel, Adobe Premiere Pro, there's an underlying foundation that people need to understand before they can really use the program to its full benefit. And one of the really important things to understand is the scene collection. The scene collection is designed to work with Casttor in a way that allows it to do compositing. What you see on the screen right now is OBS. And on the other screen, this is a two-screen computer, I have Casttor running. And what I'm going to show you is essentially how this thing is set up. So if I come over here, you will see a number of scenes, and they all start with the word view. That's how Casttor decides whether this is a valid scene. If you look over here, for instance, view black has a source called black. View station has VLC station intro. What you're seeing is if you take the word view and replace it with something else, the source over here in the sources will match the scene name. Casttor uses the scene name to describe what's coming up next and doesn't use the source name because, well, it's confusing. So whenever you talk about a scene, you are talking about this thing here, and Casttor will know the matching source that goes along with it. So let me run something, and you will see okay, I stopped the program so that we're on the scene right now. And what you see is Casttor started this program and selected View Play VLC. And you'll see that it says VLC Play VLC. This VLC replaces the word view. If I turn it off, turn it on, you can see it's just music. Okay, you can stop now. You will see these things called group overlays. A group, no matter where it is the same list of things. So if I open it up, you will see a whole bunch of sources that start with the name overlay or underlay. And you'll see that some of these things are turned on. Now Casttor controls these things through its editor. So here's the logo over here. Here's the station ID. Here is the slideshow. Here is that header. And essentially, Casttor turns these things on. So basically, if you turn everything off, you'll just essentially, if I turn this thing off, and here is underlay. So there's a scene here with. So the way this thing is set up is You have your main video, whatever it is. You have a group called overlays, and you have a group that are underlays. So this is sort of in the middle. Now if I turn this on, what you'll see down here is a very special overlay called overlay black. If I turn it on, well, okay, sorry. If I turn it on and go up, I select it. See. Okay, where is it? I'm looking for filters, and you will see that this thing has a filter. Okay, and if I turn the opacity up, it makes it go away. Turn it down. This is the only overlay in this whole thing that does that. And why does it do that? Well, when we're transitioning from view to view, you actually need to sort of blacken things out so that odd little video frame from the last video that showed on this source doesn't show up, and also you get a sort of a smooth fade in, fade out. Now the idea is that anything above overlay black is global, and when we switch scenes, let me grab a hold of this, they stay visible. Anything underneath of this, including the main video, fades in and out because this is a black. It's a black source. It's either a black.png or black.jpg, and it puts a wipe right through here between these that are over it and these are under it. So when we fade between different scenes and views, the logo will stay. So if you can see logo on, logo off, station ID on and off. So these things up here programmed will essentially stay on between transitions so that the logo doesn't fade in and out. So let's it did that funny thing with the wrong names and stuff because we were playing with it.
Times it feels like we're going to possibly be apologizing for things maybe in the future for some of the things we might be doing today. What's the song about that?
Let me run it over. See, that came on, did a transition. See, black came on, faded in and out, did a smooth transition. So essentially, you'll find that sometimes when people say so or ah or whatever, mine's essentially. So essentially, we have a number of scenes, and they all are recognized by, let me turn this off, by Casttor. So let's sort of figure out what's going on here. Okay, so any program has segments or scenes. So we have a start scene, which might be an introduction to a video. We have the main program, maybe a clip, could be music video, could be a 30-minute clip. We have a fill area where we actually pick little tiny clips to fill in from the shortfall for how short this is and how long you want it to be, and then some end graphic maybe. So what happens is, let me bring over the timeline editor, is that we can essentially pick these, and we can define what the segment is, and you also have 1 through 20. So you can put into it what the video is, or what the the image is, or what the filler is. And Casttor, when you tell it, when you drag and drop a folder into it, it means pick from this. I don't care what it is. Take something from there and shuffle it, do different things, and it has a priority here, so that you can tell essentially if the thing won't fit. You have too many choices and stuff like that. It'll go down through the priority and get rid of stuff. Down here is what of these segments what is the order. So you have the capability in the timeline to define all these segments, what they are, and then say what order they run in. So there's more to it than this, but this is essentially what it does. So let me put this over here, and we will go down to, let's see, here.
This is called Christmas is for Everyone.
And what you see right here is a list of all these. There's a list of all of these. And let me stop it for a minute. And when Casttor starts, it goes out to OBS and asks it for every scene that it has, and then it allows you to pick what scene goes in what segment, and also what video or image or slideshow goes in that segment. So you're defining the segments. This matches that. And then down here you're saying play S, play P, play F, E, or 1 through 20, or whatever you want. So essentially this matches up with this. So the timeline editor controls the scene block right here. Now let me get this out of the way. Oops. Tricky little devil. Now the other part of the editor is called the overlay editor, and it controls these. Now you notice as I go through each of these scenes that it contains exactly the same groups in every one of these. Now the idea on a group is that overlay editor in this group, in this scene, is exactly the same as any place else. So a group just means these are all the same for all the same scenes. Now down here you will see essentially just the groups by themselves, and this is where you edit things and change sizes and stuff like that. Now I'm going to tell you right off the bat, whenever you're fooling around with the scene collection, export it first as a safety measure, because it's really easy to screw up the sizes and do that. So essentially we're an overlay designer, and you will see all the same stuff in both the scene and the sources and the overlays. You can add yourself, so you can have a web camera, a green screen, you know, a bunch of different things. These things that say metadata have to do with metadata in the name of the file that you're using. So if you're using a video and you put into the video file name title equals, it will match it up with this and allow you to transfer the playing name of the file to this guy right here, and you end up with text on it. So that allows you to essentially show what the name of the file is, or the title of the song, or the artist, or whatever, and you can make these up. And as long as a match, you'll see title. As long as in the file name it says title equals, you know, my favorite car, it will match up, and you'll be able to show it in your video. So I'll bring the editor back. And we'll go over to the overlay editor. And what you'll see is, again, when OBS, when Casttor starts up, it talks to OBS and gets a list of everything that's in these lists, and it will present these names and allow you to essentially put in, as example, here's 4 logos, and right now I'm using this guy here, and logo 1 is over here, or over here. And I have these positioned, the logos positioned. So let me show you. You can see where it's positioned. Logo 1 is over there. Logo. You can see I position them in different places, and you can do this. You can create these overlays. You can do text, you know, graphics. You know, the logos are called station bugs, and you use this to control when you show them. Down here, you'll see a list of segments, so you can say, oh, I want logo, this is what logo 1 is. That's over here. And this is where I got it from. And down here, you're saying, oh, in segment G, G means start at the start. If I did, you know, S, it would mean at the start of the S block, starting 1 second or 0 seconds into it, going the whole length. Put it in the S block. If I wanted it in the E block or the 1 block, or I'm waving my hands, by the way. Maybe I should have the webcam on, but it's not important. The material is important, not my face. You can have this thing located. You can do in multiple blocks. You can use the logo anywhere you want to, or for example, here is Chris K. Happy Trails, and you can see I'm turning on and off, and this comes from the file name, and you see it says metadata, so it comes from the file name, and you got all sorts of options as to adding these overlays, and you can create them yourself. And that's the whole point. You create them yourself, and there's a whole bunch of pre-made ones that pretty much cover a lot of things, but you might want to do something like that. You can do green screen type of graphics, so that well, let me show you. Let me get this out of the way. I will stop this, and we will run the station. Oops, should have done that. I'll run it again. Okay, this is the program that runs in between your scheduled program. So if you have a 30-minute program and it spacing, 10, 10:30, 11, and you have a 29-minute program, this will run and show the next what's coming up. And what I want to show you is, okay, I'll turn off the logo. I will turn on and off the station ID. I'm turning off the coming up next, and you'll see it says mask, and essentially I have a file, a JPEG file that has a black background. It says coming up next, and it goes over the top of a slideshow. So here is music. Let's see. Slideshow. Okay, so there's a slideshow. Oops. This comes from a text file that Casttor generates showing you the next to run. Here's the next 4. And you can see that with the overlays and the ability to create your own, and that's very important to know. You can create your own scenes, you can create your own overlays and specialize them, put them in different places. And there's a lot of extra things I put into it that I would probably explain in a different video. But it can take the name from your file path, and display it automatically. I mean, if you actually choose that, if that's what you want to do. So you can see that basically it is a compositor. And by itself, when you schedule a segment when you schedule a segment, basically all it's doing is showing the main video or MP3 or whatever, and all the rest of the action is in the overlays to customize it. And you can do underlays and overlays. If you do a, let's see, Okay, I'm looking for my cursor. Oh, there it is. What you see, that's an underlay.
This next song is about a dog named Boomer.
So essentially, that is it. We have a editor that controls what scene you want to play. That scene controls the source that has a similar name without the view, and you tell it what scene to play. It figures out what source to use, puts the appropriate file in there, whether it's VLC, media, image. It figures out the length of the folder or whatever. If you give it a folder, what it means is pick from the folder yourself. I don't care. This is how you make an automatic program, in that the contents are picked by Casttor. If you put an actual file name in there, then that's what it will play. And I'll explain all this stuff in a different video. You don't need to know it, because essentially you get the idea that you have segments, and then you have overlays, and that the overlay editor controls what overlays happen with what segment. Easy peasy. Hard to do and hard to program, but it's essentially once you make one of these templates, or I don't know what you want to call it, you can create a program that does specialized things. So if let's say stop it, I run Commander Cody. Here's the slideshow. Here's the station ID. Here's the logo. And you can see that only the station ID is on right now.
Bearing 289 degrees, distance infinite.
You know, I'm sort of on the old side, but this happened before I was born, but it is so cool. I mean, you have Captain Cody, you have Captain Midnight, My Mother the Car, Dragnet, all sorts of old interesting program, Lights Out. What can I say? So I concentrate on some of these old shows. So that's about it. I mean, that's the foundation, the way the scenes are set up, and how they work with Casttor. Like I said, Casttor, when it starts, talks to OBS, reads in the list of scenes, and reads in the sources that are located in the overlay designer, and then uses those essentially when it's actually running a program. It sort of makes a script out of the choices and stuff that you've had in the timeline and the overlay editor. Anyway, that's it for now, and I hope you enjoyed that. See you in the next video.